Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. JC here with another video reaction Taimanin. Today, we're gonna check the seasonal pack for Killer Doll Kurenai. But before we start, don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe if you enjoy the content. We're finally checking this, and I haven't done it before because we didn't have the 3 F2P copies, and now we do. If you buy the pack, you'll have 4 out of 5 copies for both weapon and supporter, which is really amazing. And also you'll get the skin, which is good looking. I don't like this character, the inspiration for this outfit in particular, but it looks really good. Then, Grindhouse Special has various effects, like both the supporter and the weapon has various effects. So, first of all, critical damage increased by 22% up to 40%, 44%. Then, the active for 3 particles reduce speed of nearby enemies by 90% for 2 seconds when attacked while assuming a counter stance. Deals damage equal to 860% of attack and heals 6% of lost HP. So it is a little bit unfortunate, but it's also balanced around the set, so it makes sense. What is the unfortunate thing? The HP recovery is only going to be 6% of lost HP, which is going to be a really small amount, but they do that because the developers didn't want us to have too much HP. The set revolves around having less than 50% HP, so it makes sense that it doesn't heal you that much. Another thing that is unfortunate is the fact that this came just before the renewal, because the renewal gave Kurenai the ability to activate her counter stand even if she doesn't receive a hit. This doesn't have the same property. You have to receive a hit to activate the counter. And do not be deceived. You only slow the enemy with the counter of the weapon. Keep that in mind. It's on the active slot. Even though the description might suggest otherwise, depending on your interpretation, it does not. So, let's see. The 99% speed reduction is nice, but it is not mind control. That 1% can be a big difference. It can allow the enemy to actually perform an attack. And trust me, you don't want to see a slow attack animation. It is just annoying because the hitbox will be active for a while and you cannot get near the enemy sometimes. So, yeah, I wouldn't recommend people to abuse Little Witch Sue with this. You can, technically, because there's a good thing about it. Since it's a counter, you're going to receive a hit, and after that, you're going to slow the enemy. And in that moment, the enemy is going to be on the recovery animation after the attack. So technically, you can abuse it for some time, but the moment they start to launch their next attack, it's better to get away from the enemy. Keep that in mind. Then the critical damage increase is just amazing. It's super generic, and you can use this on any build. That's a really good quality from this weapon. So basically, you can use this on any build just for the damage property, as long as you tackle normal content, not VR. VR you can, but you have to do special builds. Then the active, it's great for VR and standard challenging content. You can use it with Witsu, yes, not my cup of tea. I wouldn't advise to abuse this kind of effect because that 1% can be devastating, but I won't tell you not to do it. It is fine. The healing, don't consider this a healing weapon. Do have your own means of HP recovery because it is balanced around the set, and if you're not using the set, this is not a good healing option. Then, the supporter. Damage taken reduced by 30% up to 60% when HP is below 40%. Damage dealt to all enemies increased by 4% for every 10% of lost HP up to 6 stacks. So you're gonna have how much? No, it's gonna be up to 8%. So 48%. Yeah, 48% damage increase, which is nice. Really, really nice. It's basically a Kowar, but always as long as your HP is below, it's around 40%. It is amazing, and you definitely want to use this. So, um, this gives you a ton of survivability and also damage. It is amazing. It is kind of the Homar now that everyone wanted, but on the condition that you have low HP instead of the enemy having a buff. Like, Homar now is just great on paper, but since there's not that many enemies which abuse um, abuse let's see abuse buffs that we can actually take advantage of, it is difficult to use because there's of course Quincanaloa, but exactly Quincanaloa has a buff that it's immunity to one kind of attack, either range or melee, and that's not gonna help out with Homura now. Like, you're missing part of the reason why you equip this, that is dealing damage. So, anyways, um, let's see, back to the pack and to the supporter. So, also, if you equip this on the main, it gives you an extra passive. Recovers 2 up to 4% of lost HP every 3 seconds, inactive if HP is above 40%, which is great. It's great, trust me. With these 3 effects, you're gonna have a huge amount of damage increase, a huge amount of damage reduction, and HP recovery. Basically, your max HP is going to be that 40%, and you are not going to die because you constantly heal. And the enemy is going to deal almost no damage thanks to this. And lastly, lose 40% of current HP, keyword there, but increase damage dealt by 25% up to 50% for 15 seconds on a 40-second cooldown. Beautiful, just beautiful. This is absurd, and you can abuse it so much. And let's say that you have that 40% already HP, you can just use this again, and you're not going to receive that much damage, and you're going to be healing that damage that you inflicted upon yourself. It's just amazing, the synergy of this supporter. And as I mentioned, the healing is not that great with Grindhouse Special, but that's good because in case you need a little bit of extra healing, just quickly, you just use that skill and you get a little bit more recovery. It's not like the greatest thing in the world, but basically you're already kind of immortal with these supporters, so keep that in mind. So we're gonna check almost everything. We're not gonna check the Su combo because I wanted to check it on BR because that's where you want to use it. Because my Kurenai is a little bit too strong for trying to abuse that strategy on tower. Maybe I could, but I'll see. But unfortunately, a quality characteristic of LW's squad is their immunity to speed reduction. So we'll have to wait on that. Anyways, let's start checking on tower what characters can use this. But first the whole set. So here I have it. There. So let me tell you something important. This supporter wants to be paired with things that give you defense. Heriko is just amazing. And if you have Inagenatsu, character release Inagenatsu, that's just great for her too. If you have the ability to buff and debuff to buff yourself and debuff the enemy, which Kurenai has. So it is a great option. Even so, if you want to go damage, that's also fine. Here I have Anna Rose, because I'm going to crit, and it is very easy to use. Let's see, critical. Yeah, basically only the crit damage. What other things are good for pairing with Anna Rose? Of course, any kind of damage increase supporter, the big 3 are there. You can also use, do not use supporters that give you continuous HP recovery like Murasaki. Why? Because you're gonna surpass your threshold for activating your extra defense and damage. So you don't want that, okay? The same can be said about Onisaki Kirara, Blackbeard, Onisaki Kirara. Do not use this one, please. Asagi is super great when using human, and we're gonna use it. Nana is amazing. Sakuya is amazing. Uraru for those machines. Kana if you buff yourself. Akina is there in case you don't have anything else and it's just a filler option. Though, similar to what I say about Kirara and Murasaki, it's not the best thing to use. Huh? What else? Felicia, your assist. If you're fighting a boss, use Arabella. With Kurenai, you can actually use this. Because Kurenai on blue launches the enemies a lot. And trust me, you're going to be able to just do this and abuse this kind of effect, this damage increase. If you're fighting a human, you can use white. If you're doing basics, you can use New York Kawaru. If you're doing a demon, this is actually something that I could use here on Kurenai, but I'm not. You can use this lapis; it's super great. If you're using human, there's Asus, so there's many good options to use for pure blue, but definitely the best is Heaviko and Inage. So, anyways, 5 out of 5, 3 out of 5, and 4 out of 5. You see the enchantment level there. The weapon is going to be 4 out of 5 plus 15, and this one 5 out of 5 plus 15. Water, critical damage increase, Magatemas, whatever Magatemas on the subslot. God Side to increase the damage. Super great. Then Storm Zone and Storm Fang just to deal a ton of damage and also to reduce the defense of the enemy. So there we have it. Stats of the customs. As you can see, I do have a ton of customs for this character. Not all of them, but a ton. And of course we have the stat rating here. And for those who do not know, I have all the awakening skills, both EXP and PvP offensive, which won't affect the run. Basically, I have all the benefit that I can on PvE. So let's check it. And the first thing you want to do is activate immediately that active. And you can see just how devastating this is. Disgustingly good. I am receiving damage, yes, but it's not that much damage, just so that you know. Okay, I do this, and I just destroy everyone. Don't the tornado going up. Okay, anyways. Wait for those animations. Those are going to be super useful for your active, so that the cooldown goes away, because it's already a very short cooldown, so we get the benefit of damage increase thanks to the buff. Like this. Nice. And just see the damage that we deal. And the enemy is not going to be able to deal that much damage onto me, thanks to Heaviko combined with the natural properties of Massacre Kurenai. So yeah, just see, I take the damage and there's no problem. Also consider that I have those awakening skills, yeah, those do affect, but basically that's what you want to do with this supporter, just become immortal. I think that this supporter has capabilities for PvP, but you need your own natural healing. Normally you do not want to use natural healing. This is just going to be a safety net, let's say it, on PvP. In case that you receive a ton of damage, you're gonna get extra damage and extra defense when they're about to kill you. And I reduce my... You see how the damage is just... well, the damage I take from the active is less and less. That's why it's important that the requirement, it's based on your current HP. That's why you can abuse this. And done. I didn't even use the active. The active I'm gonna show you on a different video on how to abuse it. But once again, you don't recover that more much HP, and besides, there's disadvantages because even so, I'm not using the basic enhancer here, so my particle charge is slow. I don't have a speed increase, so my particle charge is slow. And let's see what else. Uh, and sorry, I had to close a tab. And I don't have any other kind of support that increase particle charge. So yeah, even though I have the active, it is I have to do a ton of multi-hit attacks like the tornadoes to be able to use it every now and then. If not, I wouldn't be. If I was facing one enemy, I would take a lot of time without those particle charge increase effects. Then let's test the weapon, but as a critical enhancer, it is just disgusting. Felicia colors, yes, because Felicia has this outfit. So the weapon we're gonna use here just to increase our critical. We have the same Magatama, same sub weapon, but we go green. Howling Wind, along with Storm Fang, and you can use Godside depending on the build, but in this case I'm gonna use Deflective Wind because I don't have other HP recovery means. Well, I do have the active of the weapon, but let's be real, it's not that great. Then Suruga, along with Kowaru, and lastly Nano. In fact, I could change Suruga. It would reduce my damage output a little bit for the mobs, but it would increase it against the bosses. So yeah, I'll do that. So custom is the same. Those skills, the weapon, yeah, we're ready. You're gonna see that it's just a great weapon to have. Generic good. So let's see. I do this and then I just do the multi-hits. And I do this and counter to recover HP. And done. Yeah, super easy. And it is super great to have that that damage increase on critical, because it's going to allow newer players to just abuse this weapon. It's amazing. Critical is probably one of the most the best skills at the beginning of the game. No, not the best skills, the best strategies at the beginning of the game, because you get explosive damage for free. If you're able to get some copies of different supporters that give you critical increase, also the Momochi weapons, also just enhancing your character, the Magatamas, and of course the critical Magatamas as the first kind of Magatamas that you should do, depending on what you want to do. Because there's also the option of do damage against all enemies, and those are going to help you out on BR. But critical damage increase is going to help you on everything but BR, and it deals more damage than the damage increase against all enemies. I just come on there. Okay, I'll use the ultimate just cause. Oh, like, well, whatever. It was a little bit too strong. But that's great power for you. That's great power. Okay, there we go. So, not only that, we have other characters. This supporter is so great that it makes those awkward and not fun, or well, not super useful builds actually viable. And we can say the same about the character. So you know that Micah is a super good character, but you also know that she's not the best character to go blue. Well, guess what? She can. She can. Mm-mm-mm. As a protected character, she's gonna have the ability to use Nana, which is going to increase her defense by 40%. That's great. Then we have Kurenai, and then we have Anaros. Anaros just goes. It's the generic option for damage increase. Just substitute this limited supporter for whatever damage increase option that you have. For example, Lilim. Lilim is a great option too. It's a 10% less damage, but it is still good. Then we're gonna use Megiddo Flame along with the basic enhancer. Micah has still this problem of commands where she repeats too many commands. That's why I'm using the basic enhancer, though it's not that great because I dislike this animation. The effect is doable, but the animation is just disgusting. Too long. It does this weird forth and back. I don't like that. And this is a counter. I'm not using a counter. That keeps me groggy on top of everything. So, and this is basically another version of the basic enhancer. And this, short command. And this, short command. You see why I don't use the good skills? So, Megiddo Flame because it's the main damaging skill. Carpet Bombing because it is an excellent skill that gives you damage increase. And the one option that is not an option. So yeah. I already showed you the supporters. The weapons, I'm gonna use Invisible Juggernaut. As I always mention, this is a beat stick if you're not going green with incendiary rounds. So it is just that, a beat stick. And then the Crimson, the PvP weapon. Both 5 out of 5, both plus 13. Critical damage, Magatames, whatever Magatames. And stats of the customs, stat training, and let's do it. This is so good. Micah, if I'm not mistaken, already has damage reduction on Megiddo Flame, which is something that she really needed. Nyaka, 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 nyaka. Destroyed. And done. Done. You see? As I mentioned, this is just great for Mike, and you can use it on almost every character, but try not to have your own HP recovery. Okay. What's up with... Oh, a glitch. Okay, so what I just did was that I used Megiddo Flame, then I used the active, and it seems that it interrupted my attack. Or maybe it's meant to be that way because she's supposed to have super armor, but she flinched because of the damage that I took from the active of the supporter. In any case, it doesn't really matter. I'm still able to defeat the enemies super easily. Edwin, don't go. Oh, it's difficult to see on this. And I also have confusion. Nice. So first things first, let's start by using that active. And then let's get away from Edwin and use my skill. Yeah, like the first time I did this, my run was way better. Take this. Now I'm doing it. Oh, yeah, it's working. Nice, don't move, Edwin, you dumb. Okay, you went... Oh. I thought I had the ultimate, but I didn't. And great. We still need that cancel, Gremory. We still need that cancel integrated on the skill. Not on a different skill like Ingrid. Like, if it gives enough value, it would be worth it. But honestly, the way they did it with Ingrid, it's not that valuable, the skill interruption. It's more a thing that should be integrated in the proper skills that lock you in place. And yeah, as you can see, one of the biggest problems of Micah using this is that she stays in place and then she's gonna receive hits and then she's not gonna be able to heal because she doesn't have healing skills and then she dies. But with this she's not gonna die. Oh, I used the active again and I interrupted my skill again. Don't use this combo mid animation. Anyways, look at that damage. And look at the fact that I am not dying. Yeah, that's the reason why we use this supporter. It is just amazing. And come closer, closer, closer. Ingrid. Okay. There. I just need to use this. Edwin! Ah, there he is. Nice. Great. Yeah, you see how busted this is? You saw how many hits I took? Like, tell me, would you have been able to survive with Micah on the same situation without the supporter? Or using a supporter that uses the active to heal? No, no. Even Akina isn't as effective as this. And Akina is great, let me tell you. So, this is just amazing. And another one that isn't very popular on blue, that it does have its advantages. It's technically strong, but there's also disadvantages. That's Sakura, you know? Fortunately, she does have a way to heal herself, but we're not gonna use it because you don't want to use healing skills. We're not gonna use Shadow Spin because you heal too much HP and you're gonna lose your benefits. So instead, we're using Shadow Cliff to deal damage. This is our main damaging skill. Shadow Fling, which is going to reduce the target's attack, and that's gonna help us out for our survivability. And consider that it lasts 15 seconds on a 12-second cooldown. That's gonna be great. And then, of course, Shadow Shift. It is a pretty easy to use skill that is going to reduce the damage that you take, which those are excellent for this supporter. Yeah, for weapons, we're gonna be using this one. I didn't want to use the Twinkle Riser, even though it's technically stronger than this. But I prefer something a little bit more generic. 5 out of 5, both of them, plus 13, plus 14, the same water, critical damage Magatemes, whatever Magatemes. The skills, the supporters. Again, Nana, Anna Rose, and Kurenai. Super simple. Skins, stat training, and let's go. So, super important that you always start by reducing your HP. And do not use it mid-animation, as you saw. It is not a wise idea. You see how little damage they do? It is just amazing. That's why I love this supporter. It provides so many effects that it just makes viable the thing about having no HP. Well, it's not no HP, it's half your HP, a little bit less than half your HP. Usually, that would be risky, but with this one, it is not that risky because 30% is risky, but 40 is manageable, especially with this much benefit from the supporter, the damage reduction, the HP recovery, the what's the name? The damage increase. Everything is just perfect. And done. And there we go. Oh, come on, really? When I'm doing the thing? Let me do the thing. Pauline, do the thing. Yeah. There we go. basically done. I need to do small changes, but done. Ah, yeah, I, I love this supporter. I mean, I expected the supporter to be good, yes, but the weapon to be better. And it's actually the other way around. The supporter is better than the weapon. The weapon is not bad. It's just the HP recovery is a little bit low, but it makes sense. Ah, I forgot the command for a moment, but let's do this. Let's use the active and let's destroy all those enemies and use this. It is pretty hilarious how they keep attacking me, and even though there are many more enemies than myself, they are not able to kill me once I reach a certain threshold because I keep recovering too much HP and I keep reducing the damage too much. So yeah, I love this supporter. It's just amazing. I mean, it's funny. Obviously, depending on the stage where you are at the game, you may not have enough damage reduction for awakening skills, skill training, and such. But as you progress, this is going to become more and more useful, trust me. So, yeah, be sure to build it. And I won't say not that you do not buy this. It's as I mentioned, pretty good. And having the last copy is nice. But wait after Christmas or after New Year, I don't know, to see if you use your Demonite or Nano Machine. Sometimes as far as I remember, they have sold um, like a pack that include random supporters from the seasonal packs. So you might be able to get some copies there. So wait on your nano machines and such. Where is the last one? There's one more. There's one more. Oh yeah, Sue. You know that I like Sue a lot because she's super fun to use, but she has a glaring weakness in her lack of HP recovery. And guess what? She becomes an excellent tank with this. An excellent tank. And also a good damage dealer because damage dealing capabilities. Well, unidentified knuckle X plus 10, 4 out of 5. And then not crab pincer, 5 out of 5 plus 7. Obviously the same critical damage increase, water Magatemes, whatever Magatemes. Ryu Hashin to deal damage because obviously it's great. Then we have Ryurinko. Ryurinko is going to be there just as a means of damage reduction. As I mentioned, the damage reduction effects pair really well with this supporter. But if you want to go with another offensive skill, that's fine. And then Kokuryuha. Kokuryuha is a skill that I just unlock, and it is pretty decent to say the truth. Both damage increase and damage reduction are great, and super armor is not that bad either. It is not as great, but it is usable nonetheless. So, yeah, we're using this, and we're gonna use Kurenai along with Asagi and Nana. Yeah, basically, you want to reduce the damage as much as possible, and increasing your HP is not a bad idea. Stats of the customs, stats from the stat training, and there we go. Yeah, this is super fun. Not having to worry about your HP is amazing. Just, I mean, technically you cannot abuse too much the active to the point where you're going to kill yourself because where is it there, because the cooldown itself prevents you from killing yourself, so that's super great. Let's see, I'm just going to use the uh, I always change the command, it's not that way. I mean, I just unlocked the skill. Sorry if I don't do the combo right. But first you have to reduce the defense of the enemy. And then you do this attack. Yeah, like I don't do. Anyways, it's still fine. Oh, I need to use more of this. I took some potions by accident. Yeah, hit me, because it's not doing anything. Well, technically it is, but it's not good enough. Like this, and... Hey, take it. Yeah, oh, how much I have wanted to play through like this, without worrying about my HP. Uh, yeah, please guys, upgrade this supporter, use this supporter. I hope that you didn't miss the copies of this supporter. It's just great. No, oh. Where is... Oh, I just do this and... Almost done, almost done. And I don't even need the ultimates. On most battles, I think I don't remember actually, but I think I haven't used the ultimates that much. Just to clear waves when I don't feel like it. But it is just so viable. I love this supporter. I do this and done, and I can also use this at the same time. And look how much I tank and how much the enemy cannot do anything about it. Okay, I just... Okay, now that I have super armor and they cannot interrupt me, I'm gonna do this and this. Super armor. Ah, okay. Yeah, you see, no matter how many times I activate that skill, I still can survive. That's why I say that this is super well balanced. And I really wish that Gremory doesn't try to nerf this. Please don't. It's just right. And they technically can. That would be false advertising, the kind that you can get a lawsuit from, because they directly sold the supporter and the weapon on a pack. So yeah, it would be really unwise to change this supporter. So anyways, yeah, that's about it, guys. It's just disgusting. Disgustingly good. Um, Try it on PvP. I'm not much of a specialist in PvP, but let me know in the comments if it's really viable. Let me know which other characters you use this with on what builds. Like, you just saw that some of the worst builds, not that they are bad per se, but compared to the other options, they are not the ones that you would pick. And they work. The amazing Sakura, the incredible Maika on blue, like, great, great, great. So, I'll be waiting for your comments. I want to see what you do with this. And I hope you manage to get all the F2P copies. And good luck this week. Keep testing this, and I'll be seeing you next time. Bye.